Well, well, well. Boys and girls, we are finally back on Honkai Star Rail. Feels like we've been gone for quite a while. For those of you who do follow me, you'll know that I skipped Anaxa. So there's just been a big gap of no Honkai Star Rail content. But that changes today. So, new patch, new character. And that character is Hyacine. Initially, I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to be getting this character. It might have been another skip. But once I ended up getting E6, my first ever E6 Castorice, I decided, well, I've already gone all out, got an E6, I might as well get her best healer and just round out the team. Okay, so the goal today is very simple. One copy of Hyacine, and we're going to try and get her Lightcone as well. We do have quite a lot of pulls, quite a decent amount. If we win the 50-50, we should be good. There should be enough to get her. We're not going for anything crazy this time. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay, here we go. My 50-50 luck, it's definitely evened out a bit now in all the other games I've been playing. We had a crazy string of luck with Castorice and stuff, but yeah, it all evens out in the end. Hopefully we can win this. Or else I'm gonna be screwed.
What the fuck?
Oh. Oh. I forgot I can even get this character. That's a little jarring. What am I going to do with another blade? I mean, she does actually work very well with blade, by the way. I don't know, whatever. Hope maybe we can get like an early or something. Okay, cool. We picked her up. Lost the 50-50, but we got her. Oh, this is not looking likely. Maybe we can snipe one? Okay, here we go. Please do not screw me over on the 75-25. Please. I don't need the stress in my life, if I'm being 100% honest. Come on. Ooh. The sigh of relief. Truly the sigh of relief. Okay, cool. Nice, nice, nice. And there we go. We finally got Hyacine. It was not the smoothest, but we did it in the end. We got her, that's all that matters. We got the Lightcone, that is all that matters. Now, building her, it's going to be rough. I've got essentially less than 2 days to farm up an entirely new set and try and get her built. Luckily for us, she is a support, so her stat requirements aren't too bad at all. But we'll see what we can do. I'll catch you when she's ready in a bit. And we're back. This went surprisingly well considering the set just came out. I got her fully built, really, really nice in just a couple hours. Now, she is a support unit, so other than just hitting certain breakpoints, she doesn't have other stats that she really cares about, not like a DPS, right? So it wasn't too hard. But yes, let's go and take a look, shall we? Okay, so let's talk about the stats, shall we? As you can see, HP is going to be your main dump stat. She's a support, she's a HP based character. It's no surprise that HP is what she is going to be wanting a lot of. Anything around 4,500 to anything over 5,000 is more than enough. So I'm pretty happy with this. Her main stat that she cares about the most is going to be speed. Now, you want to hit a minimum of 200 speed. Anything over is nice, but the reason you want to hit that 200 speed is because of this trace. When her speed exceeds 200, she gains 20% max HP. Then for every excess speed, she gains 1% on outgoing healing. So technically you can go all the way up to 400, but 200 is the minimum to get this extra 20%. But anything extra, a little bit more outgoing healing. But 200 is what you really, really want. Now you might be thinking, 200 is an insane number. How are we going to hit that? Well, luckily for you, using her traces and even just having the free-to-play Lightcone from the shop, the one that is being run here, and then making sure that you're having the right relic set, which we will talk about, you're going to hit 182 speed without any speed substats. So getting to 200 should not be too difficult. And you don't forget to factor in the extra 6% from the relic set as well when you're in combat, or any other in combat speed buffs that you're going to get. For me, I go straight to 200 when I'm in combat, so I'm perfectly happy where I am. I could pump more, but I wanted to go harder into the damage stats. Now, crit rate doesn't matter because of one of her talents. It gives her 100% crit when she's in battle, so you don't need any crit at all. So investing a little bit into crit damage makes a lot of sense if you want to either play her as a DPS, or for me, she's kind of more like a support hybrid, where I do want her to do some damage as well. So building a little bit of crit damage is really nice. For crit damage, there's no breakpoint or specific goal. I'd say anything from 100 to 150, you're very, very happy. The only other stat that I will talk about is effect res. Now, one of her talents gives her 50% effect res when she's in combat. So if you can get another 50% here, she's essentially immune. I'm at 45, so that means I'm at 95 in combat, which is more than enough for me. I'm not going to sacrifice some crit damage for that extra 5%. It's just not worth for me. But yes, getting 50% here essentially makes her immune to all crowd control effects and stuff like that. So that's one thing you can talk about. One thing that could be improved, I guess. Let's quickly talk about traces. No surprise, you should just max everything other than the auto attack. There is a priority, it's definitely ultimate, and then I'd say talent, and then the skill, and then the memo sprite talent. Everything other than that, yeah, you can max. Make sure you grab as much speed as you can from here. You know, you need these essentially to help you get to that 200. Okay, let's talk about relic sets. So no surprise, her relic sets are pretty set in stone. The new one that just got released, the goddess set, is her best in slot. Standard 2-piece for pretty much every support set nowadays, 6% speed. But then here, essentially once you do some healing, you're going to get an additional 6%, which is what is going to help you get to that 200. And then your entire team gets 50% crit damage. It's pretty insane. It's pretty damn good for her. So yeah, this is the set that you're eventually going to want to get. But if you want to play her right now, you can obviously run the classic 2-piece Sacteros and then Hacker Space for that 12% speed there. But in the end, you will want this set. It's just too good not to have, essentially. The planar sets, again, it's pretty set in stone. You're going to want that giant tree set. You should have had a ton of time to farm this anyways, but 6% speed, and then you're going to get the 20% outgoing healing because your speed should be at 200, right? So pretty much purpose built for her. This is what you're going to want to get. The other options really would be Ushaka maybe, and then like Broken Heel for like crit characters, but realistically, just go for this. It's going to help you with the speed, outgoing healing. It's perfect. Okay, let's actually look at my pieces now. So this piece is pretty insane. I just rolled 4 times into speed. What can I say? I got extremely lucky with this one. And just as a spoiler alert, this is the only piece I have on that has any speed in it. Just 11 speed was enough to take me all the way to 200 when in combat. Crazy piece. Next one is the hands. Now, what I was really looking for with most of these pieces was crit damage, effect res, and HP percent. I stuck with this one just because it had the effect res and the crit damage, so I went with that. My other option was something like this with some more speed, and then a lot more HP. So a bit of a trade-off there. I can switch them around, but I'm happy with this right now. The chest piece. You have realistically two choices with the chest piece. Outgoing healing boost is going to be the main one, but you can also go HP if you feel like your HP is just too low. You can't get them on other substats and stuff like that. But outgoing healing is really what you want to get. Now, this is not the best piece in the world. I would want some HP here. But the crit damage, the effect res was nice. My other options realistically were like this, going really high into HP. I could use that one as well. And then this one's not too good. But yeah, this would be the high HP, but I realistically just wanted the crit damage to be over 100. So I went with this one. Gave me a little bit more effect res, which is nice as well. Boots, obviously it's going to be speed. There are no other options. A pretty good piece. Attack percent, HP percent, sorry, and then crit damage. I really can't complain. Other options, this one super high into HP, could be a good option too, but again, like I said, I want the crit damage. I have enough HP and enough speed, so I'm just gonna go crit damage. This one, realistically, all you can get here. It could be better if I had crit damage. That would be really nice, but I wasn't going to spend too many more resources to get that. The effect res is what is pushing me to that 45%, so I'm very happy with this. Oh, and yeah, for this one, it's HP percent every time. There are no other options. And then lastly, the energy regen. Now, I went with this one, HP percent, a little bit of HP here, and then some crit damage. I really can't complain. The other one is this, a little bit more HP percent, but like I said, I want that crit damage. So you're going to be running energy regen on this pretty much every time because she does have quite high energy costs in general. The only time you could run something else would probably be if you're trying to do some weird hyper carry stuff, which I really don't recommend, but she can do. But yes, that's pretty much the relics, and that's what you want to do. Okay, let's quickly talk about Lightcones and Eidolons. So her signature is pretty stacked. 18% unconditional speed makes hitting that 200 speed goal really easy. But this next part where essentially whenever she does anything, she consumes allies' HP. Now, for Castorice, this is obviously really good. It's just more HP consumed, which charges her ult faster. But the real benefactor is actually Blade, as anytime she does anything, he just gains a stack. But I don't know how many Blade enjoyers there are out there, but that's something to consider for this one. The other main thing is this 18% damage amplification, which is really nice. So her Lightcone is pretty damn good, but I would say is not that necessary. She performs really well with this free-to-play cone from the Herta shop. A little bit less speed, less damage, but overall very serviceable. So don't feel like her Lightcone is a must pull at all. The only thing is if you take this from your Remembrance MC, he's going to have to use a different cone. That's the only main downside. In terms of Eidolons, the one that really stands out is the E1, specifically if you're going to pull her only for Castorice. A ton of HP and then healing as well essentially makes getting Castorice's ult really easy. You essentially get an extra dragon. Now, the difference between having E1 and S1 is very small. E1 edges out slightly when it comes to Castorice, but the Lightcone itself is so generically useful for a bunch of other teams. So if you plan to play her with like Blade, My Day, which we'll talk about, and Castorice and a bunch of other characters, it's better just to go with the S1 if you're going to go for one or the other. Okay, let's quickly talk about her team comps. Now, the obvious one is going to be her premium team. It's going to be Castorice, Remembrance MC, Hyacine, and Tribi. This is what she was essentially built for. Makes Castorice even stronger than she already is. So this is a no-brainer. The only thing you can really change here is that if you have My Day and you want to use him as well, you can replace the Remembrance MC and just run this team. This also works really well. The other team, which I mentioned before, is actually running a Blade team. Now that Blade is part of the essentially base pool of losing 50/50s to, people are going to start getting like E1, E2, or even E6 on him. And he is really not that bad. Especially with this team, he essentially gains stacks like crazy with this team. So It's pretty damn good. So I would try this out if you have Blade and you're a Blade enjoyer. And don't sleep on this. I would not sleep on this. The other option that you have is putting her into an Acheron team, replacing the healer basically. I don't have Jiaoqiu, so I can't really show that team off, but yeah, if you have the Lightcone for her, she can be put into the Acheron team as the healer replacement, but only if you have the Lightcone, because then she's able to apply a debuff. Without it, it doesn't really work. Let's talk about My Day on his own. Unfortunately, because of how My Day works, even if you have her Lightcone, she's not going to be very good for My Day. My Day generates stacks based off percentage damage done. She's only ever going to do a little bit of damage to him, so it's not going to give him very many stacks. So the synergy is not really there for the My Day team, so you can use it, but I still think Waha would probably give a bit more value in that regard. But yeah, you're realistically just going to be using it for the Castorice team or the Blade team. And that, boys and girls, is Hyacine. She was surprisingly easy to build. 200 speed sounded really scary, but it's actually not that bad. Is really not that bad, and she's very, very free to play friendly as well. So if you're lacking sustain units, she is really, really good, especially if you have Castorice. So yeah, let me know if you guys pulled. How did you find building her? What stats do you have? I have a showcase after this, so stick around if you want to see that. If not, I'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.
危機が迫って